Last episode, the team did really well to find results, but it all comes down to this. It's the end of the series. It's make or break time. Can Schalke come out on top? Alright guys, this is it, the final episode in this Schalke series, and some huge news has broken ahead of it. We're going to PSG as our next job. When FIFA 22 kicks off, it was time for a bigger gig after 6 great seasons here with Schalke. I'm going to kick off the start of that series later this week. Make sure you stay tuned. It's crazy and full of some really unique storylines I'm excited to share with all of you. But in the meantime, this series is very much still underway. Bundesliga, Europa League, and the German Cup all still left to fight for, and the question remains, can we come away from our time at Schalke here with some kind of piece of silverware? As of yet, we have nothing much to show for it other than getting promoted back to the Bundesliga, which isn't to be downplayed, but it would be nice to cap it off with a nice little trophy here at the end of the season. Egelbrook kicks off the scoring here for Schalke against Hoffenheim, who are pushing against us to win a top 6 spot. Unfortunately, late in the game, they draw back level. So that keeps things fairly tight among the top 6 here, very much still in the running now, and Egelbrook makes sure the goals keep coming up top. Our firepower up top is not to be messed around with this year, and it's our star man up top who gets the job done time and time again as the league rolls on here. So 12 games in, we're sitting in 5th place. As of now, we're in a top 6 spot, but there's plenty of season left to go, and on we move. Up next, it's the Europa League, and honestly, we couldn't have asked for a better start. 10 points apiece between us and Lyon, which already with 2 games left guarantees we're going through to the knockout rounds. It's a matter now of just trying to get ourselves in that first place spot and hopefully get a better draw when the time comes. Although we're going to have to go through 2 teams to get there. First up, it's not too much of a challenge, so we walk our way to a win, but the head-to-head matchup against Lyon proves to be decisive as they absolutely hammer us 3-0. It's a rude awakening that we are still maybe not the biggest team among some of the better competitors in Europe. But all in all, not too bad at all. 6 games in, we finish in 2nd place, and the group stage is wrapped up. We're going to the knockout rounds, and it is a big success for Schalke. Alright, well, like I said, competition's rolling in on all fronts. Back to the German Cup, round of 16. We made it to the semifinals 2 years running in the previous 2 seasons, and we're looking to make that at least a third, if not to the final or further this year. Like I said, it would be fantastic to cap off this journey with a nice little piece of silverware. But that's a big ask for us as we find ourselves down a goal here. Opposition scoring off of a corner kick, and it puts us on the back foot for the rest of this match here. It's all hands on deck for Schalke up top, trying desperately to grab a goal and flip the tides of this game back in our favor. Honestly, we didn't have much success in the first half. Second half, we are giving it everything we got. Numbers forward, trying everything we have at this. Ingvartsen denied off the line there. Some really good chances from Schalke. Just can't quite find its way into the back of the net despite putting all of our attacking players on the pitch and trying our best. Egelbrook, maybe one final chance in the game here up top. Rotundo moving it around really well. Sidi Sane crosses. Ingvartsen denied. Top of the box. Campanile blasts it over the bar. And that is it. Really hard-fought game sees us lose. We're out of the German Cup. It's heartbreaking. We gave it our all. Thought we were probably the better team, but that one goal proved to be decisive. So with one competition ruled out, it's back to the others. Let's get to it. Unfortunately, in the wake of that game, 2 injuries come out. Philip Oakes is going to be out for 5 days, but the bigger news is that Jacob Bruun-Larsen is going to be out for a month. That's going to hurt. He's been one of our best players, and it couldn't come at a worse time. We have Dortmund in the league, a huge rivalry match against the first place team up next, and it's going to count for a lot. So it's a huge rivalry match, and you wouldn't have guessed that Schalke were having a little bit of a morale problem with 2 of our best players out by the way we played this game. So high energy, chances at both ends, and honestly, despite where we seem to be on the league table, whenever we play Dortmund, it seems to be an exciting one. The players always up for a match of this caliber. A lot of really good chances coming in that we just couldn't quite convert there in the first half. We take it all the way to the 80th minute. Dortmund looking to play a ball in, and it's a miracle save from Aliou at the back to poke it away. With only minutes remaining in the match, though, it is Dortmund who find a way through. Jonathan Tah steps up big time at the back post to put that one in, and eventually Dortmund see us through. I guess at the end of the day, that's the difference between the side that's leading the league and us. The small moments like that make the difference in the end. So, 3 points dropped, and on we go. All right, well, things get even worse. Honestly speechless. Hugo Hawkins out for 3 months, Roberto Massimo out for 6 months. You couldn't be dealt a worse hand than that. Fortunately, we finally hit January and it's time to bring in some reinforcements. Now, unfortunately, money is still tight, so Christian Oliveira, our target on loan from Tottenham Hotspur, they agreed to the deal, but unfortunately, the player does not. It's going to be the struggle we have here with Schalke, drawing in top talent to play for our team, but we keep our heads held high and we look for other replacements. A couple other players turn us down and we look as far as Jorginho Rutter of Bayern Munich, who does agree to finally join us on loan for the remainder of the season. So we got a little more depth up top with Massimo out, and we'll deal with the rest of the injuries as they come. And on we go with the season, looking towards the league games here. It's some of the familiar faces who are the ones to make an impact here. Egal Brook linking up with Jacob Brun Larsen, who finally returns from injury and does so in spectacular fashion, scoring some great goals, and even the new boys getting in on it. Jorginho scoring a fantastic volley to open his account for Schalke, and it keeps us looking good here. Very unselfish even from the new player to set up Egal Brook for another goal. At this point, we're finding ourselves pretty deep in the season and not doing too bad at all. Still in 6th place, 21 games in, level on points with Mönchengladbach, and it's going to be a tight finish to the season. But bigger news, we've got Europa League knockout rounds kicking off, and we've drawn Leicester City. Unfortunately, one of the more difficult sides probably left in the competition, but you got to go through the best teams to get to the end, and that is exactly what we intend to do. Well, a lot of injuries, but fortunately Hawkins back way ahead of schedule. I thought he was out for 3 months, and I guess just on time for us. We're going to rush him back from injury a little bit. I think we need it in a game of this caliber. I think he'll be up for it, though. It's our strongest starting 11 available. Let's get straight to it. All right, here we go. The biggest game of our season, maybe even of our career, a chance to progress a little bit further in the competition, and Schalke very much looking up for this. Jacob Brun Larsen back from injury and again getting hacked down by the opposition. He plays a peach of a ball in there, and the volley from Amadou Onana not far off at all. We continue looking forwards here. Schalke desperate to get themselves a goal, and we throw everything we have at these attacks. Fortunately for us, nothing comes of it, and we do allow Leicester City to get themselves back into the game here in the second half. Fortunately, Dan Rose steps up to it, and neither team able to get themselves in front just yet. More chances coming in our direction. It's been an end-to-end game so far. Hard-fought competition so far, but we are by no means out of this. We've had some very good chances, and honestly, this could be shaping up here. Jacob Brun Larsen in space, in behind. What can he do here? Curls one into the far post. It's an immaculate shot. It's a goal out of nothing, and oh man, Schalke find themselves in front here late in the game. A fantastic bit of play, and it sees us through to the second leg, going in with a 1-goal lead. More importantly, we kept them from getting an away goal, so a draw in this next one would be enough to see us through. Not that we'll have to rely on it. It's going to be a very tough game for sure. And we find ourselves here, guys, an away matchup in this second leg that could send us through to the next round. It's going to be against a very determined Leicester City who were taken down in a very close affair in the last leg. We know they're going to be up for this one, so we have to give it everything we've got. But honestly, the way we've been playing, I mean, we've seen we can do it against the big teams. We've taken down Bayern Munich so far in this save. We've given some really good runs to top teams, including Dortmund. And I mean, I wouldn't rule us out of anything. Honestly, we've got the advantage too, so I think things are in our favor as they stand at the moment. Egal Brook, some good link-up play here. Ball progressed forward to Larsen, picking out Leah Saliki to lay it back through Egal Brook. It's beautiful stuff from Schalke. Oh, well, it's 2-0 on aggregate, and it's that man again. Egal Brook scoring goals when it counts. Things very firmly in our favor at this point. That is beautiful build-up play. The overlapping run was great. The finish was great as well. And honestly, things looking really good at this point. Still a lot of game left to play though, and Leicester City are not just going to roll over and take it by any means. We got to make sure the defense stays tight, and we do exactly that going into the second half here. Really nervy moment there as the ball's given away and it's blasted wide. Honestly, a miracle we didn't concede that one. It is a howler from the Leicester City striker. Eventually, the chance does fall to Ponche in the box, and it's a fantastic finish around the goalkeeper. Minutes remaining here, the game flipped back on its head, very much still in the balance, but we come away with the victory, holding the scoreline 1-1. It's absolutely brilliant from the men in blue, the men in royal blue. The other blues taken down on this occasion. Well, you gotta say, that might be the result of the career so far. It takes us a little further in the competition, and let's see exactly how far we can take this squad. Well, we've got our next opponents, guys. It's Shakhtar Donetsk. Honestly, not a bad draw for us at all. But before we get to them, we got to go through some more league matches. Egal Brook leading the charge once again. Some fantastic goals to keep us in front of games, but overall, it's kind of a mixed bag. Brook definitely stays spectacular with some unbelievable solo goals. How about that? That might be the goal of the campaign so far. But we find ourselves in 6th place, slipping up just a little bit, level on points with Hoffenheim, but very much still in control of our future here. Some lovely performances from the Royal Blues once again, and on we go. Alright, it's that time, guys. The Europa League round of 16. We take on Shakhtar, some big teams left in the competition, and the road to the final will not be an easy one, but we're up for it. And honestly, we took down Leicester in the last round. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, but on paper, this should be an easier draw for us. You can tell immediately the players are full of confidence in this one. Sidi Sane driving forwards, and it doesn't come off on that occasion, but he finds himself in space once again. Way too fast for the left back on this occasion. Blasts his way through. A little fortunate maybe, but we find ourselves a goal here. Sidi Sane doesn't score too many, but when he does, they always seem to be very important. Take a look at that replay. Again, fortunate, but we'll take all the luck we can get. We eke our way through to a 1-0 win in our first leg here, and it's all down to the second now. Can we progress on? Only time will tell. Well, 90 more minutes left to play if we want to progress on to the next round of the competition. Shakhtar at home, and they look much more up for this match. Really sharp passing sequence here into the second half, finds its way eventually through our back line, and Palmer finishes with a lovely goal past the goalkeeper to level things back up on aggregate 1-1, a goal apiece, and as things stand, we would go to extra time, so it's up to Schalke to find a response here. Well, we felt pretty in control of the first game despite the scoreline, but so far Shakhtar have been really up for the challenge here. And Schalke really need to step up at this point. It's been lackluster. We've been on the back foot for a lot of this game, coming into the second half with few chances to show for it. And you get the feeling that whoever scores next, it's probably going to be the decisive goal in this tie. Goran Stankovic plays the ball through. Egal Brook, overlapping run from Lia Saliki. And again, it's a hugely fortunate goal here for Schalke. This time it's a deflection into the back of the net. And if the scoreline holds the way it does now, it's going to be 2 own goals that's responsible for us moving on to the next round. We'll take what we can get, though. It's a great run and well-deserved from Schalke in the build-up play here. Couple fouls here as we desperately look to hang on to our slim lead here. We just have to make sure we don't concede, and it's a really, really close chance late in the game. Finally, though, we see it out. We're on to the quarterfinals next, and the dream run continues. Schalke playing out of their minds at the moment, and on we go. Alright, well, we've had success in the Europa League, but can we translate that back into the Bundesliga? We're still sitting in 6th, 27 games in, and it's a huge occasion against Hoffenheim, who are directly below us. Unreal goal from Jacob Brun-Larsen beats the goalkeeper to see that game through. After that, it's a couple mixed games again, and unfortunately that sees us drop down. A game still in hand, but we're sitting in 8th place. Mönchengladbach having made up the difference, and the race is on with 2 games remaining in the season. What's going to happen next? Well, league aside, it's back to the Europa League, and we take on Club Brugge. No pushovers by any means, really, but considering the level of competition left elsewhere, it's one of the more favorable draws we could have had, and Schalke definitely starting to believe at this point. It's a hard-fought game. The captain, Caprari, is honestly unreal, rides out 2 challenges, crunching challenges at that from our defensive midfielders, and he's still going here, little give and go, finds himself back in the box, blocked by Bender, and he keeps going. My God, what a goal. He basically walks through our entire team, and it's a beautiful solo goal that sets the 2 teams apart. Club Brugge go in front, and it's heartbreaking for Schalke, who have fought really hard so far in this tie. As we come up towards the end of the first half here, we got a goal to make up. One of the first times we found ourselves down so far in our Europa League campaign, and we need a quick response here. Jacob Brun-Larsen charging through. Can he pick out a pass or even a shot? Yes, it's a rocket into the top corner. How about that? That's unreal. You couldn't ask for a better solo run after the goal we just conceded. Directly off the kickoff, opposition didn't even touch it, and it's our hero up top once again. The winger has been really competing with Brook up top for goals, and it's enough to see this game out. 1-1. We go into the second leg, all still to play for. What a game in that first one, though. All right, here we go. Can the miracle continue? We can make our run to the semifinal with a win in this game, but it is not going to be easy. Very evenly contested first leg comes into the second here, and we find ourselves in an away matchup. Again, that could, I guess, prove to be decisive here. It worked out in our favor last time. Hopefully it doesn't in theirs this time. We find ourselves on the back foot early in the game here, defending deep. Fortunately, Egelbrook is able to find the outlet on the counterattack here. Larson has the legs on his man, and he sprints through the entirety of the back line, cutting inside. Surely not! Oh my god, he does it again. Jacob Brun Larson, he's not only scoring, he is scoring wonder goals. Again, finds his way through the entirety of the defense. Unreal touch around his man. Somehow gets the shot off, and it's a lovely finish at that. And honestly, after that goal, the tides turned significantly. Larson wins a penalty kick with another driving run. It's Egelbrook to step up and take it. Lovely little chip down the middle. Unbelievably composed finish. And that's enough to put us in a really comfortable position. But think again, Club Brugge come back with a goal against the run of play, and then 67 minutes in, find another chance. Little dink here over the top, catches out the entirety of our defense. With a man through on goal, there's basically no saving this. Another goal to tie it back up, and this tie is resting on a knife's edge at this point. Aggregate 3-3. We will, as things stand, go through on away goals, but it's going to be a really, really close end of the game here. Club Brugge trying everything they can to find their way through. Schalke still insist on playing out from the back, maybe to our detriment at this point. Only a couple minutes remaining in the match here. We managed to see out a couple chances very closely, but we do. Finally, the ball rolled back to the safe hands of Dan Rose, who punts it downfield, and it is just enough to see the game out. The whistle blows. It's a hugely exciting two legs. We see ourselves through past Club Brugge, and we are going to the semifinals. Unbelievable performance. Alright, well, things heating up in the Europa League. We're going to the semifinals. Chelsea, Villarreal, and Ajax all through. We're going to draw one of them, and it is eventually Villarreal. Really, really tough matchup. Probably our most difficult yet, but again, if we want to get through, we got to beat the best, and we are certainly up for the challenge. Can we pull off another miracle and make our way to the final? Well, we're about to find out. It's Schalke versus Villarreal coming up next. All right, here we go. Villarreal, Schalke. It's a huge occasion here in the semifinals of the Europa League. Can we go out on a high note? Well, it's been some very, very close matchups, but we've managed to see our way through all of them. And honestly, at this point, the team really started to believe we could make a very good run in this competition. If we see ourselves through here, it's on to the final. What an occasion that would be. But Villarreal, pretty clearly the better team so far in this game, really making some driving runs. We haven't gotten anything going, and then Paco Alcacer off the crossbar. Little unlucky there, but we get away with one. Pressure continuing to mount here. Thankfully, Sven Bender there to cut out that final opportunity. Schalke only really having success against the run of play here. James Leah Saliki not too far off, and our chance goes missing. End-to-end stuff here. The game really opening up, and again, Villarreal pushing hard for a goal to get the game deadlock broken, really. A lot of chances at both ends, no goals to show for it. 14 minutes remaining in the game. Neither team able to find a goal. It's been a very close affair. Although, if I'm being honest, I think Villarreal have clearly been the better team so far. Don't rule us out, though. It's Jorginho cutting inside. Egelbrook lays it back off. A lovely build-up play here from Schalke. It's beautiful stuff. Evan Rotundo in the box, and he finishes. Really composed stuff into the corner. That is beautiful. Couldn't ask for more from a counter-attack there from Schalke. Crisp passing, great runs being made, and that is a well-deserved goal. Wow, how about that against the run of play and everything? Puts us a goal in front of a really tight affair so far. Villarreal shook at this point. Schalke continuing to capitalize on the counterattack here. Lovely ball over the top from Rotundo. Finds Rudder again for Egelbrook, who puts it into the top corner. Flips the game on its head, and it gives us the 2-0 advantage. Well, we went from looking like we might lose this game to 2 goals in front, and we see the game through. 90 minutes gone, and we take it to the second leg with a huge advantage. Alright, 90 minutes left to play. It is going to be a very tough affair here against Villarreal, who were beaten down in the first leg, but we are more than up for the challenge. Schalke set this one up a little more defensive, looking to hang on to the lead we already have, and so far it works out deeper in the game here. We do a great job in the first half shutting them out. A little suspect there trying to get the ball away from some good challenges, but honestly, very, very few concrete chances in this game for either team. We see it out pretty comfortably, 92 minutes played, 0-0 the result in the second leg that takes us through. We're going to the final. Unbelievable stuff. The fairy tale continues. Schalke playing out of their skins at the moment and desperate to get a piece of silverware here before our 6 seasons with them ends. Lovely stuff, and we look forward to the next match. Well, you couldn't write a better story than this. Our former club, Chelsea, we're going to be facing off with in the finals. The game always provides, and we are going to have a huge end of the season here. Bayern in the game that is going to decide our league season. Second place, Bayern. We have 1 game left to play. We're going to need to win this to guarantee ourselves, or even really have a shot at top 6, depending on results elsewhere. It could be out of our hands. So we have Bayern, then it's Chelsea, 2 enormous games against 2 enormous teams to finish out our season and our entire career here at Schalke, and let's get straight to it. Well, unfortunately for us, Bayern were pretty up for the challenge. It was always going to be a big ask for us to beat them on the final day of the season. We basically had no chances, and they eventually saw us through to a 1-0 defeat. In the end, fortunately, it really didn't matter too much. Results elsewhere would have seen us, regardless of that result, finish outside the top 7, so basically we were guaranteed 8th regardless. And that's unfortunate. That is a pretty big blow. I wanted to leave this team in a European spot. Things just didn't go our way, and unfortunately, it is our final season in charge, so that's where we leave things. 8th place. Well, we have to put the league disappointment aside. We have a final to play. It's the Europa League. Well, we didn't succeed in the league this season necessarily. Not a bad finish, but we did have Europe in mind, and we were knocked out of the German Cup pretty early, although this, obviously, the biggest of the 3, and it would guarantee us another season in Europe, or the team rather, will be moving on to other things next season. But we are huge underdogs for this one. Everyone knows it. It's the talk of the press conference. I think that suits us, though. We're going into this game high on confidence, and on we go. Well, this could be the most exciting finale to a career we've had so far. Like I said earlier, you couldn't write a story better than this. Schalke against our former club, Chelsea, facing off in the biggest match of the entirety of our 6 seasons here. We have a chance to not only win silverware, but do so in Europe. What an enormous occasion this is for Schalke. We go in, like I mentioned, definitely underdogs, and the talk really here in the tactics is Chelsea's high press, absolutely ruthless, didn't give us any room to breathe from minute 1 in this game, and really giving us a tough time trying to play out from the back like we're used to. Fortunately, we're also up for the challenge defensively here, cutting out a lot of opportunities, but obviously it's Chelsea dominant on the ball, whipping balls in. We just have to keep our focus here. Schalke doing everything they can to drive this Chelsea offense back, but we just can't seem to get out of our own half. Every single ball intercepted. Like I said, the press just absolutely ruthless. I think if we want any hope at a goal here, it's going to have to come against the run of play. Fortunately, we have a lot of players who can do exactly that and play well off the counterattack. Some brilliant play here from Schalke, lining up CD Sane, charging forwards and using his galloping run forwards to pick out the run of Egalbrook ahead of him. Surely he can get a shot in on goal, and he does even better than that in the back of the net. Opening goal of the game, and Egalbrook the man to do it once again. How about that? Schalke completely against the flow of the game. Chelsea have been utterly dominant. It's our first shot, and it results in a goal. Well, as things stand here, we would have to just see this game out for 45 more minutes. Chelsea still unable to crack our really tightly packed back line. 45 minutes played, and it's that guy, Egalbrook, up top who separates the two sides. Whew, all right, it's going to be a tense one. 45 more minutes to play, and it won't be easy. Chelsea going to do everything they can to get back in this game. Dan Rose looking to play out from the back. Enormous mistake. Hakim Ziyech. Oh, no. It's just wide of the post. We got away with a huge opportunity there. Open goal that Chelsea striker missed. Oh, man, and we can finally breathe once again, but it's going to come down to the wire this game. It's still the case in the second half here that we really can't get anything going. Chelsea smothering us at every opportunity. We can't even seem to link together 1 or 2 passes. Hugo Hawkins crunching tackle out of the back line. And again here, the defense remains resilient. Despite being a couple close calls, we still managed to not concede any goals here. Chelsea continue pushing on though, 15 minutes left, Pedri looking for a way through and eventually sneaks through a pass to N'Golo Kante, who gets it past the hand of Dan Rose. Got some fingertips to it, wasn't enough to keep that chance out. And Chelsea officially turning the tides probably back in their favor with a level scoreline once again. But Schalke, we've seen on big occasions, have come up time and time again in the past, and we're looking to not have that be an exception this time around on the biggest stage. Pedri looking to find his way through, Pulisic on the wing. We're doing a decent job containing so far, and a powerful header finds its way to the hands of Dan Rose. Not a lot of time left in the 90 here, and surely we just have to make sure we don't concede and drag this one to extra time. Kai Havertz, it's a shot at goal, and Dan Rose comes up big with another save. And again, Havertz blasted off the hands of the goalkeeper, who again, with only seconds remaining in the game, just has to see this final chance out. Another powerful header. Ooh, and we just see that through. 90 minutes gone. Kai Havertz, 3 fabulous chances late in the game, all denied by the goalkeeper. Man, we've done it, guys. We saw it through. We went the distance in those first 90. We have extra time to play for. And honestly, we spent so much of that game pinned back by Chelsea. You're starting to feel that we need to turn the tides a little bit. A goal wasn't looking likely for us at the end of the first 90, so we're going to have to see if we can't push on here in the extra time that we have allotted. Things look a little better though. The game opened up a lot. Schalke really throwing numbers forwards, and we're trying everything we can do to grab a goal late in the game here. Jacob Brun-Larsen charging forwards. Well defended. That Chelsea defense is something to be reckoned with, especially in the midfield. The kind of players they have. Igor Brook though plays it through. Larsen, can he pick out a pass? Cutting inside, trademark move, and it's just seen out by the defense. Really, really difficult to create any chances against this Chelsea side. We take it into the second half of extra time. All still to play for. 1-1 the scoreline remains. Can we make some kind of miracle happen late in the game? Mason Mount brought down there with a nasty challenge from Amadou Onana, and Kai Havertz sends one at goal, saved by Dan Rose once again. Well, the longer this game drags out, the more likely it looks like we're going to penalties. We just got to keep Chelsea at bay. All hands on deck here trying to create one last opportunity, but we can't even win the ball back. Eventually the whistle blows. It's been a hugely dramatic 120 minutes. It's going to end in penalties, and it's going to be heartbreak for one of these two teams. Well, we went the distance again with Chelsea. It's been a huge occasion so far, and it all comes down to this. Philip Oakes steps up first to take one for Schalke. Can we finish first? Yes! Oh, just above the fingertips of the goalkeeper. It's a lovely shot. Kai Havertz, though, also converts to keep things level between these two teams. 2 kicks into the game. It's the striker, Igor Brook, who steps up, and it's saved by the goalkeeper to see us go a goal down. Ex-Schalke player who we sold early on in this career, Malik Shaw, steps up to take one, saved by Dan Rose. That's what you get for leaving us. Felix Paslak steps up and converts for our third. Now can we make some kind of difference here against Chelsea? No. Hakim Ziyech finishes. Scoreline in this penalty shootout remains level so far. Again, though, saved by the goalkeeper to put us a goal down. Christian Pulisic steps up, and it's a huge, huge save from Dan Rose once again, who's really stepping to the forefront here in this penalty shootout. Everything's still level, 2-2 as it stands here, and it's the youngster Sidi Sane. Can he convert our 5th opportunity? No, Lopez makes the save. And it all comes down to this. Dan Rose, Alphonso Davies, one final kick and a chance to keep us in this penalty shootout. Can the young goalkeeper make a difference here? No! He goes left. Davies goes down the middle. It's a composed finish. Oh man, it's heartbreak here for Schalke. We took it so far, only to be beaten on penalties. What a brutal way to end our campaign and our season and our career at that. Final kick of the game sees us defeated here. Oh man, well, I can't lie, it's heartbreaking, but we have to keep our heads held high. We took such a great route here all the way to the final. The players played out of their skin. We played way above our level of quality really in the team and performed as a collective. It was an outstanding run. It's one to be proud of, and despite the defeat, I think we accomplished something really special here. Alright, well, that still hurts to see Chelsea take us down in the final of the Europa League. Chelsea's serial winners in those kind of competitions. And I guess there was no getting around that one. We gave it our all, though. It was a really spirited performance. And despite things really not going our way in terms of end results this season, I still think we accomplished some really special moments and for this career really as a whole. Jacob Brun-Larsen, notable shout here in Season 6, came in as a new player, stepped up big, even outperformed Egal Brook with 22 goals, but huge shout out to our striker, 21 goals, 8 assists, led the line fabulously this season. Obviously, he's been involved with the career in real life, seems like a fantastic guy. So happy to say that we had him involved with the series, and it was great to see him grow over the course of this. Go make sure to follow him on Instagram if you guys haven't already. Deserves all the love he gets. Hugo Hawkins, another outstanding player in this career. He's been our captain for many seasons now, having left Chelsea to join us here, and I hope he was glad he did despite us losing to Chelsea on that occasion. Sidi Sane, another one who's been with us from day one, fantastic player, and so is Evan Rotundo, who actually, despite going a little under the radar at times, finished with 14 assists and grew the most out of any of our youth players, reaching 80 overall by the end of this career here. Some great players, and I think among them, another player that gets forgotten a lot, Philip Oakes, our left back for pretty much the entirety of this career, definitely up there in the running. Didn't score a ton or assist a ton, always a consistent player in defense though, definitely a notable shout in the Respected Jeff history books. Also, if you guys want to go check out, I'm adding some players to the Hall of Fame, go check out respectedjeff.com. Instead of the Schalke section, you can click on Hall of Fame, see some of the Schalke players that have been added there, and it was a great way to close out this career. Thank you guys so much for all the support. I can't tell you how much it means to me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so, and also feel free to join the Discord. Link in the description, it's free. You guys can get involved with all of the behind the scenes of how I make these. Like I said, it's going to be PSG up next, and I really hope you guys are there to join me for this journey. I think this career with Schalke was by far my favorite so far, and I'm looking to build on that with this PSG one. Like I said, we're moving, after this season ends now, coming into FIFA 22, which is actually going to start tomorrow, so look out for the episode coming out next. I'm bringing through some of the cool concepts we've had here, like bringing through real-life youth players, exciting storylines, things like that. There's a couple huge twists that are going to be coming in that series. You won't want to miss it. I hope to see you all there, and I will be back soon with more content. I'm Respected Jeff, and I'll see you next time.